Hi everyone, it's Friday. We're in August. Another week of fishing finishing up this summer. It's been a busy week of fishing once again. Monday I got out to the Fish Lake area and had a viewer that kind of asked me to go out that way. And I thought, you know, I'm up for a new lake. So I went out that way and checked out Fish Lake. It was a beautiful morning, got a really early start, but not a whole lot going on. In the first 5 casts, I caught a bass, and I had a bigger fish break me off. And then I went way up the river to the main lake and didn't have much going on there. And it was a good thing that day that not much was biting, because it headed me to my car a little bit earlier, and once I got up to late, a huge storm rolled into the area. So sometimes I think there's somebody watching out for us. I'm not going to take it off my list. I may try to get out there again sometime. There's Knife Lake out in that area. It's the Fish Lake in the Mora area. We found mostly the fish on edges this summer. Early on in Grand Rapids there was a shallow bite. It just seems like they've not been relating to the shallow stuff this year, at least in my experience. Oh, first little... Oh! I guess it wasn't a little tap. Oh! That's a brand new frog. Oh. Wow. That had a little bit of weight to it. Alright. So I think we gotta be on frog record protocol. A little bit of action. Man, he broke me off clean. I just saw a little swirl, waited a second, and thought, well, my frog's not floating. And then started pulling. Alright, frog records, it's on. Nice thing is, there's fish around. We got our first bass of the day. He didn't mind the leader. Fish Lake. Ooh. You know, you can look at some of the bass and tell what kind of build they have. Looks like they're pretty round here, so let's hope they keep coming. After fishing the Mora area, I was going to be based out of Mille Lacs once again. So I went to Mille Lacs and fished the west side. It was a tough bite. My DNR friend said that there's been a mayfly hatch and some other things going on, so it was pretty slow. After giving Mille Lacs a try, I was able to get out to Sullivan Lake. Sullivan Lake is in the Mille Lacs area, and it's known for some walleyes, it's known for some panfish, and of course I was chasing some bass out that way too. So I did manage a few frog bass. When I finished up my time on the bass, I fished for another one of its prized species, and I did pretty well on some big bluegills. So I'll include some of that footage in this video. When I got to that point, the wind had let up for a second, but got it back. There we go. First species in the boat. Sullivan Lake bass. Not a bad guy. Alright, There we go. That feels a little better. Speaking of the grass we were just talking about. Alright. Right off the edge. Not a monster, but it's a good bass. No. Alright, so right here in this reed grass transition, 2 casts, 2 hits. Question is, are the fish on the outside or the inside of these? There we go. Hit like a champ, but I think most of the weight there is weeds. It's still on there. What do we got in all this weeds? Got a decent bass. There we go. Bass on a side of seaweed. That a nice 2-pounder. Well, if they're hitting like that, this could be fun, this stretch here. I mean, it's all fun, but we might be onto something. There we go. That feels like one of those big sunnies. There's another species. Alright. That's what our Sullivan Lake is known for. Some of those big, beautiful sunfish. Nice. Alright, that was about 11 feet of water, so maybe we gotta make sense this time of the summer that they'd be deeper. Well, how about 2 in a row? Feels like a good fish. Feels fighting like a crappie. There we go. 2 in a row on the bluegills. I talk about the average size of bass on a lot of lakes. This lake has a good average size bluegill. There we go. Ooh, if that's a bluegill, that's a big one. Or just a fighter. Nice. That's a bigger one. Look at that guy. Alright. There we go. Man, these sunnies fight. Feels like a pounder. Oh, it's a good one. Look at that monster. Wow. That is a world-class sunny. That is a nice sunfish. 11 ounces. 11 ounces and 9 inches. Wow. There we go. You know, a big bass makes a day, and so does a big panfish like that. That's a big sunfish no matter where you're at, especially these days in Minnesota. After Sullivan, on my way back to the Anoka area, I stopped at another favorite largemouth lake near Mille Lacs and caught a smallmouth. It was kind of a nice surprise. I thought it was a dogfish at first because in this particular area I hadn't caught any smallmouth before. It ended up being a nice fat 16-incher. So all in all, a pretty slow start to the week. On Thursday I was able to get some coworkers / friends out, and you might remember Amy and Sarah from my friends and family video last December. Well, we finally got our day together and we met up and we went out to Skogman Lake. I featured that lake last week. I hadn't really tried for panfish a whole lot on that lake, so it was kind of an exciting day to get some panfish for my guests to take home for dinner. Every week in the summer seems to come up with a theme, and after fishing with Amy and Sarah, I think this week could be called the Women of FisherMN Week. It started when I was on Sullivan. I had a trolling line that I was doing, and I used a lure from my DNR friend Lori. She gave it to me last year, and I finally caught some fish on it. Alright, my DNR buddy Lori got me this lure. It's a purple flicker shad. Lori, let's see if we can put it to good use. We are going to troll. All right, Lori, we got one. Well, there we go. Lori's flicker shad produces a bass. Now, I know Lori didn't give me that to me to catch a bass, so let's get a walleye. 11.8 feet. Trying to keep it around 2 miles an hour. All right, got another fish on. See what our second fish is. It's rolling in like a northern. All right, Lori, it's a skinny one, but we got one. Northern. Got Lori's lucky lure on. Thanks again, Lori, for that great lure. I'm going to keep trying it until I catch a walleye. Now, Amy and Sarah on Skogman Lake showed me what fishing was all about. Sarah outfished me in numbers, and Amy outfished me with a couple of big fish, and one big fish lost. FisherMN here. We have two special guests in the boat. We have Sarah and Amy. Two of the best.
Who has the fish?
Oh, Sarah's got another fish. She doesn't have time for intros. She wants her fish in the boat. Sarah, what are you catching them on?
Waxworms?
Waxworms,
I
yes.
think.
Amy, what do you hope to catch today?
A fish.
A fish.
Big one.
She's already caught 2, but we're gonna get more. Sarah, crappie.
Oh.
Good job. That's your biggest crappie, but I don't think it's gonna make the cut.
No.
It was great to get them out. They're awesome in the boat. So that brings us to today. I figured, you know what? That's a pretty good week of fishing. But I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could get a big fish in the boat? So that's what I'm going to try for today. I'm back on my favorite stretch of the Rum River, and we're going to see if the fish are by the logs, if the fish are in the backwater, or if they're in some totally different area today. So I'm going to take a short trip up the Rum, keep the cameras rolling, and we'll see if FisherMN can actually get a big fish this week. Let's go get them. There we go. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure where I'm going next week. Wherever you are, I hope they're biting. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the water next week.